Physical Bitcoin banknotes are actually a thing, and they're here. Now, before I get into this, if you are new to the channel, I recommend going and hitting subscribe and turning on post notifications so you don't miss a thing. That being said, let's go ahead and dive in. So, this is really interesting because now there's physical Bitcoin banknotes in Singapore. So I'm going to read you this article, and as always the links will be in the description below if you want to go through and check them yourselves. And also, if you think you're late to the game when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investing, then watch this video up here in the right hand corner so you can see that you are actually an early investor when it comes to cryptocurrency. Anyway, Tangem, I don't know how to say this, but Tangem brings physical Bitcoin banknotes to Singapore. Now this is insane. Now, physical Bitcoin banknotes with a purpose. Every time someone creates a physical representation of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, it is usually a product designed for collectors and genuine enthusiasts. Using a physical Bitcoin or banknote in the real world is very rare, as it is simply impossible to transact it directly. One could scan the QR code to import the funds into a mobile wallet, but that is not the most convenient solution. Swiss startup Tangem, however you pronounce it, appears to have cracked this nut. The firm has introduced physical Bitcoin banknotes in Singapore. I don't know why I said it like that. In Singapore, of all countries. This choice is not random either, as the banknotes aren't just collectible items. They have this chips embedded within them, allowing one to make Bitcoin transactions without using third-party devices. This is not necessarily a way to buy a brand new car with Bitcoin, though the smart banknote will store Bitcoin denominations of 0.01 and 0.05 worth of BTC. That means the maximum amount capable of being spent is under $500. This should be sufficient to complete most regular transactions and payments. Tangem is launching this initiative in Singapore because the Asian country is home to a thriving Bitcoin community. There is genuine interest in cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology alike, which makes it a perfect place for any firm exploring Bitcoin payments. Using these physical Bitcoin banknotes will be an interesting experiment. With just 10,000 of these notes being made available in the first batch, Tangem will be able to gauge whether or not consumers and merchants actually see merit in this form of payment. If it is successful, we may very well see similar ventures in other countries across Asia and potentially the rest of the world. It appears these banknotes are relatively easy to manufacture. The product costs around $2, which is pretty low. All things considering, it is a bit unclear how transaction fees will be handled, as there don't appear to be any. Tangem seems to favour the idea of having users exchange the physical notes like money, rather than complete transactions, although NFC functionality will be enabled as well. All in all, it's an interesting project to keep an eye on, and I couldn't agree more. This could be a game changer. Now, when it comes to your fiat money, your pounds, your euros, your dollars, we all now know, especially us getting into crypto, that money is useless. There's no value in it. It is not backed by anything. They can print their money on demand, making the money in your bank or in your pocket worth less. The whole point of having a £5 note or a $5 note, is there a $5 note? No, I don't know, $10. But anyway, the point of having those notes was that you could take them to the bank and exchange them for gold, because that money was backed by gold. And now you can't even do that because it's not backed by anything. It's completely worthless. So now to see a new type of banknote coming out which is actually backed by Bitcoin, and we all know there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin, this could be really interesting. Now, I do believe Bitcoin, or Litecoin or some cryptocurrency will become the money of the internet. It will happen. It's going to take a few years, and more people and more merchants need to adopt it, but I do think that that is inevitable. But now I find it really, really interesting that we could potentially have money, actually physical banknotes, money backed by Bitcoin. So what are your thoughts on this? I would love to know them. Please leave them in the comments section down below. I'll also leave this link in the description, and I'll leave this link as well. So it's worth a read, so go through and check it out. I'll just close that for a minute. Swiss startup launches physical Bitcoin banknotes in Singapore. This is a really interesting read as well. I suggest going through and having a little read. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also go and hit subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a thing. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been StackinProfit, and I'll see you again soon.